pregnant with the girl. And so yeah, we go over there, watching the game, whatever. And I'm kind of talking smack about Kobe, saying little stuff about Kobe, what have you, what have you, what have you. And we, me and her, we going back and forth about, just about basketball and like guards and saying I'm telling her why I don't like Kobe and all just all this stuff that I'm saying about Kobe and she coming back with different stuff or what have you. Do you know, man? My cousin was mad, man, wanted me to leave. Right? I like, damn. So I told her husband at the time, I was like, well, damn. I said, damn, dog, you sure Kobe she ain't have a Kobe baby? He was just like, man, he just laughed like, man, you crazy. I was like, damn, God, serious like that about Kobe. But I understand that love, you know what I'm saying? Dude, I'm just a regular dude, and I ain't never met this dude. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going off of what I've seen, what I've um, witnessed, far as him through the tube or whatever I've seen him through. You see what I'm saying? And um, just talking how he carried himself, you know, um, just being a respectful dude, man. Just being intelligent, being able to just talk to people and just laugh and what have you. You know what I'm saying? Just seemed like a down to earth dude, that was blessed with that talent to play ball, you know. And he seemed like he had a heart. And so to hear that happened, to him and his daughter, and then the other people that was on board, and it's just like, damn, man, like I understand why he was doing it, you know. Number one, he got the means to do it. Number two is cutting down on him having to drive to where he was going, which would have took, of course, a lot more time, traffic and different things like that. But man, like for that to happen, man, to, just die like that, you know what I'm saying? In a horrific crash, your people probably can't get anything that could be worthy enough as a body, what I'm saying, to be buried, just uh that was bad, man. That was bad. So that was a tough one, man. When that happened with Kobe, man, that was tough. Cause like I said, I'm just a regular dude, man, and I'm probably not likely the chances of me dying in a helicopter crash ain't high. You know what I'm saying? But this is life, and anything could happen, and so you know mine could be anything. Um, that just happened to be his, and it was just way too early, too soon. But they say God don't make no mistakes, man. But hope he balling with his daughter, man. You know what I mean? She seemed like a good young lady. Looked like she was eager to be like her dad, and you know what I'm saying. So and then God bless the families of those other people too, man. You know, and then his wife now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been a long year. They lost someone and they got to deal with whatever struggles they already got to deal with. You see what I'm saying? Like, we can't look at people and say, well, because they rich, they don't have to deal. There's certain things they don't have to deal with, you know what I'm saying? But then there's other things that they do have to deal with, I've seen through the little therapy thing that come on YouTube, that some of these people, they can't escape some of the demons that they have and different things going on in their life. The money didn't erase none of that. You see what I'm saying? So, that's a real fact. But Yeah, man. So that was part of that 2020 review, man. Kobe, he was a big part of that. That was at the beginning of the year, so that that hit everybody, and then after that, that's when the COVID just started going crazy, you know what I'm saying? You know. And then we'll just fast forward down to um they when they start saying about 30 days, I'll say 30, 45 days before the elections, right? Um, what would that have made it? That probably would have made it around, September or so. So let's say, okay, now in June, let's go back to June. I'm hopping all over the place. June, I believe that was the end of the NBA season. LA won the championship. That was crazy. They was in the bubble. They, the whole season, they had little scares here and there, but um, overall it was cool. I really ain't keep up with it this year because you know, after all this stuff started going on, man, uh, it was just too much. I was just like, they switched up a lot of things, and I just won't feeling it, for me. So I don't think. I mean, I was still riding with my team, of course, but I don't think I was really rooting for my team to win like that. I was just whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because this year was just way different. Um, yeah, but he won the championship, or they won the championship this year. So they took home the ring, and they tied with us. So cool. Um, Another thing that happened. Let's talk about the uh, monuments. The monuments. They started taking down the monuments. Stonewall Jackson and Robert Lee and all these different monuments that they had up. And when I say they started taking down monuments, I made it sound so matter of fact. People started they started getting together and tearing these joints down. You know what I'm saying? You had some people doing that, then you had, people putting pressure on these government officials or whoever that's in charge of that, in charge of removing it, and then eventually they had no choice but to remove it. You know what I'm saying? That pressure, since all this stuff has happened, people likened it to George Floyd being killed, but I just think that was really the straw that broke the camel's back, where people was just like, okay, really enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? But it's still, even today, on this very date that I'm talking to you right now, just recently, we talking about recently, maybe in a week's time, if maybe less than that, two other black men have been killed by the police. So it hasn't stopped. You see what I'm saying? But I think people raised their voices and made their voices be heard so loud that they changed the tide of how America needs to be thinking. You see what I'm saying? Um, I just feel, honestly, you can't, if you do the history, and people like to debate you on the Confederates and why they were fighting, and why, the Civil War, the North against the South, and they'll teach you in school it was about tariffs and about taxes, whatever, which equals out to be the same thing. But it yeah, on one hand, that may have been what it was about, but the overall fight, and I say that was one of the things it may have been about. The main reason, don't let nobody kid you. I don't care what book you read, what they tell you. The main reason for the fight between the North and the South was slavery. You understand? Free labor. These people wasn't getting paid to be enslaved. and we were getting all the money, 100% of the profit. You see what I'm saying? They were getting billions in that time, in those days. You understand? So you just think about that. For someone to come and say they're gonna take your lifeline, they're gonna take your financial pipeline, they're gonna take everything and say and basically say y'all can't do this no more. And y'all been doing this for however long y'all been doing this, and y'all been doing it long enough that it's become a practice that y'all deem to be God given, that you deem to be something that God has blessed you to be able to do, and curse those that you have to do it to. You understand? So you can't honor people like that. I don't care what country you in, where you from. And so they knew that. But the legacy of what they done has lingered on for at least 100 years or more, because they erected those statues, and you see how big they are. You see how momentous they are. Like they're huge. You know what I mean? Like if you see them in person, you're like, wow, like that's crazy. It's meant to be that way. You know what I mean? So you looking up to them. You say, oh, what's that? Like he's a traitor. That's who he is. So why is he sitting up in public, standing out in public for everyone to look at and, honor? You can't honor that, man. So like put that in its proper place. Put that in a museum. Put that somewhere. And for those who like to try and use Martin Luther King as an example as to, well, if they're going to tear down all the statues and the monuments, then they need to tear down all the Martin Luther Kings, and that you can't possibly compare Martin Luther King to a Robert E. Lee or I can't think of the guy's name, but he was the vice president of the Confederates in Savannah, Georgia. His last name, I believe, is Stevens. Look it up. Yeah, but you can't, he can't, there's no comparison. You see what I'm saying? We talking about a man who his peoples came from the remnants of what the Confederates stood on as their basis for fighting the North to be able to keep the billions of dollars they were making. Martin Luther King's people came from that. You see what I'm saying? So he was talking about equal rights and all of those things at that time. But anyway, we're gonna save all of that for another day. But we had that going on with the monuments, man, and I think that was a positive thing because that showed that people put their voices and raised their voices loud and went out there and got out in the streets and made it happen, man, like by any means necessary. And people listened, people seeing, some people got locked up, some people got hurt, some people got out there and did it, you know what I'm saying? So salute to all of them, salute to everybody for that. But so then we have that, right? And then like I said, 30 days or so, 45 days before the election, you have this announcement, and this is from 45. Now 45, and I think people have forgotten on this particular day today that I'm recording this, which is the 23rd of December 2020, right? I think people have forgotten that this man told all of us, the whole world, the whole nation, that come election time, if he doesn't win, it's a fraud. The election has been rigged. And don't take and say, well, that's not exactly what he said. That's basically what he said in a nutshell. I'm not giving you verbatim what he said. You can look all that up. But that's basically what he said. Now, could you imagine when the Lakers played their season, right? All this